Right, on the 10th of November last year, I was taking a shower and I had an enormous headache, pain in my head, just come out of absolutely nowhere. I went to Bedford A&E, where they eventually did a CT scan and realised that I'd had a bleed on my brain. After the CT scan, the doctors at Bedford weren't able to deal with what they found, so I was sent over to Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge, where they discovered that I had what was called an arteriovenous malformation, shortened to AVM, which is basically a malformation of the arteries and veins in the brain, and that is what has caused the brain hemorrhage that I had. After diagnosis, I was told that there were 3 options to deal with it. One was to do nothing and hope that it didn't bleed again. The second was radiation, which would shrink it away, but it was going to take 3 or 4 years to actually completely go, so obviously you're still at risk of a bleed in that time. And the third was to have a craniotomy, which is basically to go into the brain and cut it out and remove it, and that would have been a complete cure. So I had the operation. It was a complete success. I recovered well initially, no major pain, no side effects. After a couple of days, I was given a form to fill in, and I realised that I had lost the ability to read completely. I could see letters, I still knew what the letters were, but they didn't say anything to me. It was almost like looking at another language. It was very scary. Obviously been able to read my entire life, suddenly look at a piece of paper that shouldn't have been too difficult. It was quite a frightening experience. And initially the doctors thought it was because I couldn't see the words properly. But when I explained, he said to me that I was suffering from a condition called deep dyslexia, which is caused by a trauma to the brain, such as a car accident or indeed brain surgery. The part of the brain they operated on was actually related to what I could see, so they were expecting me to lose some of my vision, especially my field of vision to the right hand side of both eyes. I did lose a little bit, but nowhere near as much as they thought I would, and hopefully that means that I will be safe to drive in the future.